In a previous video, I showed you how to protect your Excel application using data validation to make sure that we only accept valid registration dates, as well as valid activities by providing them with drop-downs and also drop-downs for whether they live in Richmond or not. So to continue building this application, we want to make sure that we calculate the activity fee correctly. And so if they live in Richmond, if yes for Richmond resident, the activity fee is going to be $75, else it will be $80. And so in this case, we will need an if function to give us that leisure of calculating the activity fee. And so if we go to formulas, and then we go to logical, if function is a logical function, and logical simply means true or false. So the end result of the check of the logical test is going to give us either true or false. Yes, they live in Richmond, or no, they do not. So click logical, click if. And so our logical test here, we will check the value in B7 if it's equal to yes. And since yes is text in this case, you have to put quotation marks. Now, if you're comparing if it's equal to a certain value, of course you wouldn't put the quotation marks. You put quotation marks when you're dealing with text. So you see how we're building the if function here. If they live in Richmond, if it's yes, then it will be $75, else it will be $80. So click OK. And you see now, since this is yes, it's 75. If I change this to no, now it shows as $80. Now, to continue building on our application, I want to make sure that people won't be tampering with my work here. And so as I share this workbook with others, you want to protect and secure your Excel sheet. So first of all, I want to make sure that I hide this column from the users so they don't know where these activities are coming from. So all I need to do in this case is click on column D heading, right click, and hide. And so yes, they will see that there is a hidden column here, but they wouldn't know that the activities are coming from there. And so to take this one step further, I want to make sure that I protect my sheet. And so when I protect the sheet, they won't be able to unhide this. Right now, if I unprotect the sheet, or if the sheet is unprotected, they can simply right click here and then unhide. And so to protect the sheet, all we need to do is click on the Review tab and then click on Protect Sheet. And one thing to note in here is it says Protect Worksheet and Contents of Locked Cells. So what I want to make sure that they can still edit is this range here. So I do want to allow the user to add their registration data here. Right now, all cells are locked by default, and so at this point, they won't be able to edit. I will show you what this means, and then we will correct this. Before I hit OK, you can see that we can make this password encrypted, meaning they have to have the password to unprotect the sheet. But for training purposes here, I'm going to leave it blank. And the more checkboxes you add here, you give them more freedom to do as the sheet is protected. So I will only allow them to click around for the time being. Click OK. And so now my sheet is protected. If they try to change the activity fee to like $0, they won't be able to do that. If they want to unhide to see certain hidden columns, also you see how unhide is grayed out. They cannot unhide the content here. But also there is a problem here, because if they want to add registration data, let's say they want to add a new youth name, it also does not allow them to do so. And so we want to make sure that we unlock these cells first before we protect the sheet. And so I want to make sure that all of my sheet is protected. They can't edit anything on it except for this range right here. And to be able to do that, you have to unlock this range first, then protect the sheet. So I will go ahead and protect the sheet. And so by default, cells are locked in Excel. So we want to unlock these. So if you select these, and then you right click, then format cells. Then I can go to protection. And you see how locked is checked by default. So we want to unlock the range here. So now these cells are unlocked. Click OK. And now when I protect the sheet, click OK, they won't be able to edit anything, including this, including tampering with my logo here. They can't do that, but they can change the data here. So if they want to change this from Amanda Lee to John Smith, they can do that. They can change activities, and so on and so forth. So this is very important. You have to remember to unlock the cells before protecting the sheet. Now to take this one step further, I will go ahead and record macros to delete this range and give them a button in my application. When they click on, they will be able to clear this, but that will be in the second video.